What's going on, guys and girls? We're here playing some more Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to complete all the mission tasks for mission 45, which is called a quiet exit. So the key to this mission is decoys, lots and lots and lots of decoys. You're also going to want a rocket launcher to take out the helicopter, so I'm going to be using one with a lock-on ability. You can use any rocket launcher you want, this one just takes it out in one shot. And then I'm also going to be using EMN mines to take out some of the vehicles just to stop them from moving around so that I can extract them. And I'm also going to be using a vehicle to get me from the start location to the main mission area. And then what else am I going to be using? I'm just going to be using my normal weapons and all that sort of stuff. So we also got D-Dog with us. I don't think you need to take D-Dog with you because I'm pretty sure he just disappears once you find quiet, once you get to the place for quiet. And once you do that part, you're going to actually want to be putting EMN mines along here, and then you're going to be wanting to throw a lot of decoys in this area and be running around the area extracting the vehicles. Now you don't have to do this how I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing this without using the active camo or the parasite suit or all that sort of stuff because I'm going to be doing the S rank at the same time. But if you guys have already done your S rank in one playthrough, then I highly recommend you don't have to do it like this, like I'm doing it for the to get all these mission tasks. You can definitely just use your active camo and all that sort of stuff and stop you from getting the S rank, but then you'll end up getting all the mission tasks anyway, so you don't have to do them in the same playthrough. That's just how I decide to do it in these videos, because this just takes you so long to do it if you try and do it like I did right here. It is extremely difficult, so I do not recommend doing it like this. This is just how I decide to do it, and because I'm a little bit crazy in that sense. So here we go, we're just going to be driving towards the main mission area. Once you get to about here, you just want to make sure your vehicle's off the road so it doesn't delay any of the other vehicles. It just makes it a bit easier, and you'll get a cutscene. And now you're going to start up the mission basically, and you want to just swap out your rocket launcher that you start with with the one that you basically came into the mission with, because Quiet gives you a rocket launcher and it's a really bad rocket launcher, so you just want to swap that for the one you started with when it starts up. And we're just placing some EMN mines around here. This is just going to help us with the vehicles later on. And then I just decided to shoot that tank so that it doesn't end up shooting at Quiet. I really want to make sure it's shooting at me or any of my decoys that I throw out. I don't want it shooting at Quiet because you don't want Quiet to take any damage. So once I have placed those EMN mines out there, I want to make sure that Quiet's not shooting at the tanks or anything like that, because she can actually destroy the tanks because she's using the anti-material sniper rifle. So you don't want her to do that. So also by giving her targets, by telling her to shoot the infantry, that also helps you stopping her from shooting at the tanks. And then if she actually ends up destroying a tank, then you can't extract it, and then you won't get to the mission task for extracting all the tanks and stuff like that. So as you can see, the tank is now distracted by the decoy that I threw out before. So what we can do is we can just run up and extract it right here. Very simple and easy. We're just going to shoot that guy so that he isn't going to annoy us later on or end up hitting Quiet. And then we're just going to hide back behind here, and we're going to make sure we give Quiet some more targets. So we just want to make sure she's shooting the infantry instead of the armored vehicles, because the tanks can take a few hits from Quiet, but I think armored vehicles can only take one or two before they end up being destroyed. And this is the main part where you actually really want to get there. Give Quiet some really good instructions so that she doesn't end up shooting this particular vehicle, because it was the first two vehicles where she ends up destroying most of the time when I tried to do this mission. And as you can see, this one has hit one of the EMN mines, so it's just going to be disabled for a bit, and we are just going to be able to extract it right there very simply. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go run over here and we're going to extract the tank. Now as you can see, it's shooting at Quiet, so what I decided to do is throw a decoy out. It ends up spotting me anyway, so it doesn't really matter about the decoy, but the decoy can be used for later on. Decoys are very, very good. You just want to be throwing them out all the time. When you have a tank shooting at you, just make sure you're running at a 90-degree angle from the tank, and then you won't get hit as much as if you were running straight at it. And so as you can see, I'm just going to throw out a bunch more decoys, and you just want to make sure that you don't get spotted too much. This one usually does spot you anyway if you are where I was, and then it does stop right here. So each of the vehicles have locations where they will just stop and no matter what, if you are next to them or anything like that, they will just stop there. And so that's when I decided to extract that one. And there is another tank coming up with some more infantry around it, so that's why I just threw that decoy out so that it was not looking at me, and I was just hiding behind the little cliff there. And then we can just extract this when it stops, and then we're just going to be able to take out some of these other guys over here. Quiet ends up taking out one of them, so I only have to take out one of them as well. And now that that is all done, we have some more. We have a little bit of time before the rest of them show up, and Quiet has kindly enough set out a supply drop for me. So we're just going to throw out some more decoys before we pick up that supply drop. And there is a sniper around here, so you just want to be careful about that. The decoys will distract them for a little bit, and we are just going to pick up these and then go get the tank, and then we're going to deal with those snipers that are just running around in the desert area. So we're just going to shoot this one over here. Now, unfortunately, I did get shot again by the other one, but that doesn't matter. We're just going to get rid of this guy, and then we're going to get rid of this other one over here. So now that those two have been got rid of, now we can just wait here some bit longer, and we're going to throw a bunch more decoys out because we got time before the rest of the vehicles show up. And Quiet has just set out another supply drop for us, and with all those decoys out there, that's going to distract a bunch of these guys, and so we're just going to have a lot of time to extract these vehicles. So that is another one of the vehicles. There are some more guys out here we're just going to get rid of so that we don't get shot at by them. And now we just have to get over to the next location for the next vehicle. And you also just have to make sure you don't get confused with which is a decoy and which is a guy running around, because that does happen to me a couple of times when I was playing through this mission. So there is one coming across that side of the road. There's also one coming past this side of the road, and the EM mines that we placed at the start are mainly for these two tanks of armored vehicles, sorry, because these two are the ones that actually have infantry in them. And so placing the EMN mines where I did is actually going to stop the infantry from actually getting out of the vehicle, because I'm stopping the vehicle before it gets to the location it wants to get to. So if those two vehicles got to the location, they would actually have infantry. They would come out of them. I think it was about 3 per vehicle, and that would just be a lot more harder to deal with than just having to deal with the two vehicles themselves. So now that we got rid of those two, we are going to throw out some more decoys. Just remember, lots and lots and lots of decoys. Very, very good. And we are just then going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to take out some of the infantry that are going to come over the hill just over there. They are going to be shooting at the decoys, so we're just going to shoot at them. Be careful of the tank, because the tank will start shooting at you as well if you start shooting. And there is another armed vehicle on its way, just up here. And we are going to wait for it to hit the EMN mine that we placed at the start of the video, so that we can then extract it. Now that we've got that one, we can then pick up the supply drop that Quiet has left for us, and then we are going to run over to this location. This is when the helicopter shows up, and now you want to make sure you don't get shot by that guy just over there, the armored vehicle. That one right there will stop over here, and that's a very good spot to extract it. And then now we want to get rid of the helicopter, because the helicopter is like very much a pain, because it will stop the enemies from shooting decoys. Mainly they will just start shooting you, so we want to really get rid of this helicopter as quickly as possible. Now I try to get as close as I can so that I can get the lock on, but I do end up just shooting it right here, and those are the missiles that end up hitting it. But if you get to this point, you can actually get a lock and to be able to take it out very easily. Now you want to get back to our nice little safe zone back over there. You want to also be careful that none of the infantry have ended up flanking you, because that has got to me a couple of times where an enemy has got to some of the turrets or something like that, and then it's just started shooting me from behind and killing me. And we're just going to throw out a bunch more decoys now, because decoys are the best thing in this mission. So these will just help distract the tanks as much as possible, and also the infantry. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go and get this tank over here. So he is distracted by the decoys, but now he's not distracted. He has actually spotted me, so he's starting to turn around. But by that time, I have already got to the point where I can extract him and then move on to the next tank, which is the one just in front of me. So I just want to make sure that I'm running at a 90-degree angle until I get close enough, because of the fact that it will just destroy you if you just try and run straight towards you, and they will just basically kill you very, very easily. So I throw out some more decoys, so that just to distract them some more, and then head over to this tank to extract it. And then once we extract this tank, and then extracted the other tank, that will be basically the end of the mission. So that's how I ended up getting past this mission, and extracting all the tanks without using any of the active camo or anything like that. You will get a cutscene, and once that cutscene is skipped or finished, you will end up with the sandstorm area. And as you can see, I got the mission task for extracting all the vehicles, and now I have to get out of the hot zone. Basically, I have to take Quiet to that location over there on the map, and we just have to run there. And once you get there, you will get a few more cutscenes that you have to skip, or you can watch them. Skipping them actually makes it a lot easier for you to get an S rank. But if you've already used the parasite suit or anything like that, you're not going to get S rank anyway. And then after that, there is the what's it called? The score screen. So you will get the score screen, and then there is a bit of the mission after the score screen. So I will show you that, because that is where one of the mission tasks is that you have to complete. So right here is when you'll get another cutscene, so you can just skip this when it's available, and then it will skip this cutscene as well. And then there is another cutscene that we have to skip. So this one right here. So whenever it allows me to skip, I will skip it. And then that is when you'll get to this point right here, and you'll get the score screen. But there is another section of the mission after the score screen. So as you can see, I got 185,000 points, and that is easily an S rank, and so that's what I ended up getting. So I'm just going to skip through this, and then after that, then you'll get the next part. So there's also another cutscene right here that I'm going to skip once it's available. And now we are going to find the cassette tape that Quiet has left. So that is the last mission task that we need to complete, and that actually takes our part after the mission, after the score screen. And you can just see these footprints in the sand. So if you just head towards the main cliffs up here and just turn around to your left, and you'll see a tree, and just head towards that tree. And that is where she has left the the cassette tape. I was going to show you on the map when I got to the point, but then it just goes into the cutscene. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. So hopefully this is enough for you guys to find that. I don't think you can finish the mission without completing this mission task. So I just have to put that out there. I'm pretty sure you can't just get on your head chopper. Like when I jumped on the chopper because I couldn't find Quiet, it just didn't take me anywhere. So that is what I had to do to be able to finish the mission, basically. So you will get this other cutscene. I will show you part of this cutscene because it shows you exactly the tape, and to prove to you that this is when you do get the tape, and then I'll skip the cutscene once that's available. So I don't skip it then. I was like, wait, I'll just let the tape be shown, and it's just hanging in the tree just over here. And then there is another cutscene that I will skip just so that there's not too many spoilers in here, even though there are going to be spoilers in this mission video. So there's the cassette tape just there, and you're just going to pick it up. And that is all the mission tasks. So I believe the mission task thing will pop up once this cutscene ends, or the next cutscene. And that is all you have to do for this mission. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have been able to now get all the mission tasks for this mission. I wonder if you guys did it exactly how I did it, or if you used the camo suits or anything like that. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. And now it's time for me to say see you guys and girls, and hopefully see you in the next video.